looks about the same, but maybe it's more stable for nigve. Yep. On your mark. Ready, set, go! And you can imagine the Lotus 2 Turbo Challenge voices. Pentium 2 change. What the fuck is Craptop saying? Okay, let's see how that goes. Lord Lame. I mean, I knew he had some skills. I didn't really follow the duel scene too much, so just on reputation, I expected BPS to win with maybe a bit of trouble against Lord Lame yesterday, and it was a bit hairier than that. I'll let you watch the game. So now I'm on the lookout for this, because as it turns out, LL is, if you didn't know, LL has some shit going on dm4. He can make you fuck you up, mess you up. I mean, there's a reason why he's a contender for the top final, the 4 final spots here. Beatboxing increases, but are you beatboxing the Lotus Turbo Challenge songs? And in that case, which? nigve with an early 1 lead, and not much since then. Like to see what LL is like. Hey, my interpolation is broken. Oh, that's only happening when multi-view is on. Interesting. If you look at the view models, they are stuttery when you have multi-view enabled, but not when they intro. But from which? Lotus 1 or 2 or 3? I barely know Lotus 3. Runs like shit anyway on the 500, so because the all your marks, ready, go! Whatever it says, that's on Lotus 2 if you have the 500k expansion, and that's a different set of tunes as well. So nigve has landed a few more frags for himself. Lordlame making his way out of Mega with... Yeah, he had green, he went in there. He didn't spawn here, he went there. I missed the part where he did that, but he went there. Hey, sudden BPS. Ooh, that grenade. Good grenade placement from LL. nigve had a bad time there. And Lord Lame slowly but surely making his way back into a possible tie. Let's find out. So we have our friend nigve waiting in here. And now that I see the view models being all jerky, I can't unsee it. I wonder how big a patch it is to get them smooth in multi-view. Multi-view, yeah, I speak a good English, huh? Somebody's gonna dance around the teleports. Yeah, there he goes. Lord Lame ties. Could have gone with 5, but I think he refrained from shooting a rocket at nigve because it was too close range considering a stack. And he had other things to do, like going for the armors and maybe some rockets. I don't remember how equipped he was at that point. And they're tied again. You have taken the lead. Except I should do this with Norwegian and Irish accents. nigve sleeps with the volcanologists. Wait, the game was tied. I mean, it was 5-5 and nigve melted twice. Blast radius and hot slag, yeah. Self-kill and then, I mean, a boar and a lava. Oh yes! Sorry about that. I turned the gamma correction down from playing quick single player, which doesn't need it. So I'm going to go in there and change it right now. There we go. Fixed! And we barely missed a thing. And there is a way to have the gamma I see on screen when playing match what gets captured in the frame buffer. So I'll have to look into that. I'm afraid I have to use the frame buffer options and lose the anti-aliasing. Although there is a compromise. Nigve trailing, nice! LL just pops in for a quick rocket and then back out. Peekaboo. LL just gonna pick up that mega, and he's there on time. Did he pick up the previous mega? I missed out on that bit, I think. Looking unusually sharp. This is the first map. And we'll find out. Will there be any surprises? Like, we did watch a game not too long ago with featuring a certain lordlame versus an unnamed Sith Lord. And the first 4 maps were really close. And on the final map, the spawns were not. They were not in that victim's favor. And LL is trapped down there. Is he trapped down there? Or did he self-quarantine? I mean, you can just stay in the room and feed on rockets and mega health and shit in the lava, so would be a good self-quarantine spot. Lordlame turtling, doing the turtle defense that works. Nigve is essentially only able to fall into this trap. And this is going one-sided. I'm afraid nigve will not be able to come back in this one. Yep. Well, at least he's not respawning right in front of lordlame right now. He's able to sort of save face. I mean, he could come back within 1 minute, although lordlame will see to it that he doesn't, I think. Killing spree! Not really the Unreal voice, but yeah, it's not gonna happen. And guess what? I lost my train of thought again. Oops. not a problem. Yeah, it's just gonna be possible 1 or 2 frags. So yeah, we're saying, I forgot. Yeah, nigve was having not the greatest spawns here, but at least he was not spawning right in front of LL and getting wrecked by 20 frags in 1 minute. So he will be going into the second map without being slightly tilted from the result, being worse than it needed to be. But that's actually lordlame winning the first map, not nigve. I don't know why I'm doing this. So here we go, second round. Round 2, fight! And you'll have to imagine the low bitrate aliasing here. And wasn't it... Who had the early start on the first map? Wasn't it nigve with the first kill as well? And then LL came back. Nigve killed himself a couple of times, and that's all lordlame needed to get the wind he needed in his sail. Ow, my shoulders. Is that... I think that's my trapezius. Somewhere in between... Somewhere in between my scalene muscles and trapezius, there is a gremlin. Ugh. Piece of shit body. Well, we've seen that kind of lock. Let's see what's happening on the other side. Yeah, he's going in. Wow. And I mean, he did. I don't know if we can say LL managed to do a good attack, but he managed at least to escape quickly, although not quickly enough. Yes, it is the raccoon of, oh shit, my stack got melted somehow. What the fuck just happened? It goes with ice cream and all the other things. So yeah, lordlame has found his footing in this game, and also found the points on the nigve. Actually, all matters of explosives, as it turns out, not just the points. Nice little burst. Nice little burst here. Sorry, 38. Yeah. Switch to yellow. Oh, he's got some momentum going now. Where's nigve? Is he at mega? Yeah. I think we need to send lordlame a new mouse. His attack button is stuck. This is going poorly for nigve quicker than it did on the previous map. Rampage! And that's the end of the rampage. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, I know, right? It looks kind of like a GG already. Hey. nigve got himself a yellow. He also got himself a lordlame in the face. And you tend to require more than a yellow for that. And here we go, that's the time where nigve starts. Ooh. That was close. Would that telefrag have been game-changing? Yeah! Almost a tactical suicide to get red. Nigve has lost his hard-won frags. Oh! There we go. Perforated. That's what it says in Quake Champions when you telefrag someone. And it's got a little Shub-Niggerat icon, which is a nice touch. Nice! Holy shit. Nigve, the telefrag master. Is it going to be payback time eventually? The first one he got was maybe accidental, but this one looked like he was wiggling his tail before jumping to the teleport. Like, it looked really intentional. And he is whittling Lord Lame's red armor away. Yeah, he's only on the yellow now. Now's the time, except he's only got 2 rockets. Full pack of cells. Oh, he gives chase. That's risky. Careful, somebody's gonna get badly hurt. Pushes in, and that's the red armor gone. He had a superior stack to Lord Lame's, I believe. So that is a case of the raccoon here. Three minutes to go. Or 3 minutes to go. Yeah, that's one more. So as a reminder, well, it's not a huge difference, but he should be 3 frags further ahead. And Lord Lame's going to make him come and get him. And nigve is too polite. He knocks before entering by shooting a grenade. That seems a little weird, a little bit of a weird thing to say to me. His passive aggression knows no bounds. In a way, isn't that kind of the thing with passive aggression? It's very much got bounds. Some nice moves here. Come on, nigve. So, even though Lord Lame got a more of a lead on nigve here early on, and it looked pretty dire for the Norwegian, it appears as though he's having a much better end of game than he did on the previous map. Come on. These pads just get him. Come in. Ah, for fun. Okay, he reclaims this. Low health, only a green. Not the best situations to be pushing. Yeah, you don't want to be pushing after lordlame with only that. Wanted to go 12 frags. Oh, that shaft from nigve! He almost had lordlame, who vastly outstacked him. 10-18. Yeah, so sick effort from nigve. The score does not say the whole thing compared to the previous games. I mean, it never does. But you wouldn't guess from looking at this in the previous game how much more intense this was. Where is he? Oh, well, that's where he's been retreating every time. Yeah, he's doing the Lord Link defense. And that's what he needs to do. He's got enough of a lead. Why risk pissing it off when nigve has shown that he can come and get him? So a good move, I think. You may not enjoy the defense, but he's not actually sitting in a corner all the time. Like, it's push and pull kind of thing. 4 TLG from Lord Lane with a decent amount of sales shot and hit, so nice. Quite a few more reds for nigve, interesting. So that's what happened. Now, is nigve going to knock it out of the park in the third map and take us to one more? At least. One map at a time, buddy. But, well, for the show, I hope he gets what he wants. I mean, he gets what we want, which is more maps. Sounds almost like Quake 2, even though it's the same sound, same pitch. Okay, so nigve is just going to sit there waiting for the next round of armors to spawn. And Lord Lame knows exactly... yeah, and he's got... Okay, so they both have a red. Don't fuck up the rocket jump. Yeah, these guys don't fuck up that rocket jump. I do all the time. They don't. No telefrags, I think. They're just going to... Oh no, he peeks! And he was far enough that we did not hear the rocket being shot. So you see, Stalker, this is, I believe, one of the situations where you would be hard-pressed to feel a difference from it being shot by a 20 pinging Lord Lame and a 200 pinging Lord Lame. And Lord Lame gets the first frag. So pretty consistent time to first kill on the series. Not for the same guy every time, but first kill gets done in the first minute or so. Where is nigve? He's down there. Out of cells. Oh yeah, so you can... Yeah, because it's got that angle. The walls have that angle. You can actually jump and lock into them like you do in the armors room. Not a good start for nigve again. Whoa, they just crossed path. I think, yeah, nigve went for Mega and just all he found was Lord Lame's rocket coming from the other side. Because we heard the paint sound. Ah, the nightmare continues for nigve. Already a GG. It could be. If this gets to... I mean, being down didn't seem to phase him too much on the second map. But maybe the repetition of this over several maps will will degrade his resolve, for lack of a better word. Stream looks stuttery for me. I hope it's just for me. This is an old as balls laptop on the other side, so it's old enough that decoding the video on the GPU or the CPU is just as stuttery. Like H.264 wasn't very common 8 years ago, so it wasn't accelerated yet in the Intel video things, I think. Anyway, nigve has scored 1, and he's going to get... How low is lordlame? 9. Yes, there you go. That red armor was not enough to keep lordlame alive. Not with 9 health, it doesn't. Wait for this. Okay, 6 minutes to go, and nigve could do this. Ooh, yes, that's close. Did lordlame fumble his jump here? That looked like a somewhat uncontrolled fall from him there. It kind of looked to me like he was trying to jump across to the LG and grossly missed, which is all the more surprising to me. I would expect him to land that. nigve is 1 frag from tying this up, and lordlame knows how to navigate this tight corner. I mean, he's shown us repeatedly that he can pull the switcheroo in that type of L-shaped path, like he's done several times from the with nigve pushing him into the mega room. Nice. And that's nigve's comeback out of the window now in a little under a minute. Got put to a grinding halt. Let's hope nigve manages to get some oil going in those gears. And so it looks like lordlame is engaging the turtle defense. He is peeking out though and seeking out nigve, so not. Ooh, that's a failed rocket jump. Thankfully he recovers, or thankfully nigve misses a shot. Depends on your point of view. It was a bit of both, actually. Managed to escape to safety while nigve failed to shoot in the right place. And that is a pretty healthy lordlame wandering around the map quietly, turning us back to nigve. Nigve still has a lot of that red armor on it. Oh no, never mind, I missed the bit where the bar disappeared completely. Jumped into that, I thought he could have this, and then that rocket, that defensive rocket here just cancelled that opportunity, pretty much. And it's 3 minutes to go. I'm sorry, 3 minutes to go. nigve is hell-bent on getting that frag, and it won't happen. He should have known from the first splash damage that it was not going to happen. Ah. And that might fuck with his mind now. 2 minutes and a half to go. And lordlame is on a killing spree. Yeah. nigve re-peeks into a rocket. It's over. So that's a 10 frag lead for the Irishman. I don't have a Bill Paxton and Aliens soundbite for you. Game over, man. Game over. You'll just play that back in your minds. 8 kills for nigve. No, 8 kills for lordlame. That's where he stops thanks to nigve's intervention with 1 minute and a half to go and 10 frags to take the lead. Let's just say 9 to call it a tie in overtime. Lame has the red, and nigve's out of rockets. So yeah, and Lord Lame is using himself as bait. Oh no, he comes out. I thought he was going to bait nigve into pushing him in the mega room. Yes, 7 frags. It's still going down. This, keep your eye out for this. 30 seconds to go. Lord Lame very good at wasting nigve's time here. There's no way nigve is going to get the frags he needs now with 30 seconds unless he gets extremely lucky spawns. Come on, finish him. No! And Lord Lame finishes himself. So that's just +1 frag that nigve struggled for 20 seconds in the mega room area. So I think Lord Lame was aware that nigve would be able to pressure him into getting the extra frags, and he was able to seemingly keep his cool enough to prevent that. So well done to both. Good series. Inspect the scores real quick. Yeah, if you just take a quick look at this, it looks as though, I mean, I keep saying, the scores do not tell the whole story. I'm just going to play a bonus map for us. BPS and Lame to move on. It looks like this, I think, yeah? Yesterday when BPS and Lord Lame played, BPS was still in the lead, and Lord Lame had a couple more games to catch up on, which he did tonight, and he's won both of them. But isn't that... So what I'm not sure is whether it's the first 2 members of the group that make it out to the next stage, or if it's just the leader in the group that does make it out. As that would suggest maybe Lord Lame would actually top the group now. And in that case, he would be the only one to move on to the final round. Or to the following round. I don't know if it's the final, I'm not sure about the format exactly. Hey, revenge with that telefrag. First 2, okay, thanks. So yeah, it'll be BPS and Lord Lame out of the group. Or Lord Lame and BPS. I don't know, and I won't spoil the game that they played recently if you haven't seen it already. I haven't highlighted it yet on Twitch. I'll get around to doing that. In the meantime, you can look in the past replays, or Lord Lame posted it on YouTube as well, so you can see it from there if you can't have it on YouTube. I haven't uploaded anything to YouTube yet. I do have a YouTube account on my hemostick email address on one of these at least, but I'm using it for something entirely different, so I can't just upload Quake to this. So I have to find some other way of setting up a channel for archival purposes, I guess. Right, so it's another final group with 4 players, and then there should be only 1 in each of these groups, right? As right now, I think there are 8 groups. Loktar is in, yeah. BPS should be in, so yeah, that seems fair. I don't have Discord on the other PC, so I would have to Alt Tab to check the wiki. However, let's see whether BPS has updated the wiki actually now with LL Nigve's results being posted. But I'll dig out the info if I can. Playoffs A. Let's take a look. I said let's take a look. I am tapping the link and it's not opening the browser. Come on, Android, it's not too hard. In the meantime, lordlame doing the same thing to nigve as he did to him on dm4. So in round 3, well, the color highlights are not there yet, but group 13, so the top 2 of each group advance to the next round, which means Loktar, Kip, BPS, lordlame, yeah. No grand final game. Oh, that would be disappointing. I'd love to see a final showdown. I think many of us would, considering the caliber of players and the standard of play we've seen, or that I believe we've seen. You might have noticed I'm not an expert in Quake World, so these games seem pretty good to me, but I don't know how they compare to, let's say, what these players have done in similar situations in the past. So what I'm saying is I'm liking a bit of context, and B, a bit of understanding of some of the finer points of the game to really tell. That you see that game that seems pretty cool, but in fact it's super awesome because this subtlety that you haven't picked up on. Let's take a look at the stats a little bit. Right on time for the red, and he could have missed it had lordlame been lurking, waiting to get his shot. Would have pushed him off the item. No red armor for you, no sorry. And that's a red for LL, yeah, that's what I heard. So both have a bit of red. A bit of red. Here we go, except Lord Lame had a better stack. And probably a better LG as well. Although I'm under the impression that it was mostly the better stack that was the decisive factor here. They both seem to hit pretty well. Okay, so here's a feature request for spectator mode is when there is a burst of LG that leads to a kill, you get notified of the accuracy during that burst of LG instead of the overall accuracy over the course of the entire game. That's beyond my pay grade in C, so I'm not going to propose a patch for this, but it would be nice to have that. Like the same way you see it in Kovac's FPS Aim Trainer, for example. Every kill you make, you get, I mean, you see your overall accuracy and you get the stats for that last kill that you did as well. That would be kind of neat. Yeah, it could be just that. Should be short enough that it doesn't count for 2 kills. So last 5-10 seconds percent on a particular target, because it could get out of hand in a let's say you have a quad, you enter a room with 4 enemies and you just water the plants with your shaft, your quad shaft. Like shaking around wildly, like during the Parkinson shaft days of Quake Champions, if you remember that. Overall you're not accurate, but you're just hitting cells left and right, and the counter would then fuck up, so you wouldn't want that. You want to track on the last per kill, maybe. Anyway, enough about my balls. Last, then run. Okay, they're going to play one more game of DM6, and we can figure out whether there is anything else to fall back to. No more 4-on-4, I guess, but maybe something else, just for the lulz. So, oops, that's a bit of a console in the way, sorry about that. Nigve has the lead. I somehow missed the first frag. Actually, I would have to look into other people's configs. I think there is a way to timestamp the console, and that could be kind of nice, because when I miss out on a frag in a duel, it would be nice to know, okay, that's when it happened. It happened when I was scratching my balls looking at my armpit, and I missed it, or something like that. Not that I do that regularly, but you get the idea. Somebody's going to get... yeah. I was expecting somebody to get telefragged. But the worst thing about the lift jump here on DM6 is that nowadays is the most Quake World I've played ever in 20 years of playing Quake on the net. Fucking hell, 20 years. But back when I just dabbled in any of the Quake that tickled my fancy that day, and that I did play a tiny bit of Quake World, I was able to do the rocket jump, the shaft rocket jump thing. I played less and I was able to do it. And I think I was able to do it, to do the rocket jump after going through the tunnel. Rocket jump up to grenade. I was able to do that thing. Now I just stumble miserably on both of these tricks, even though I play a lot more Quake World. Hello. Hello, nigve. Yeah, I think I may have landed a couple of times back then, but now when I try, it's well, there is a constant in all of the Quake, across all of the Quakes, regardless of the movement style and the quirks of each that mean you have to adapt, whatnot, is whenever there's a trick jump that is within reach, what happens is I'll connect to a server that I've set up, try it, land the trick, and then not land it for weeks and months. That's always how it goes. It doesn't matter what Quake, that's always how it goes. It's infuriating. Because the first attempt, I'm barely sure what I want to try. I don't rehearse the jump at all. I just go for it and like, yeah, I'm gonna try for this. And it just goes the first time around and then I can't repeat it. It's so frustrating. It's not throw a mouse into the screen frustrating. Playing with people is, but that is... And am I crazy, or this is a slower paced dm6 than the first one? Just 3 frags total in 420. There we go. And as per usual, it seems lordlame has left a little surprise behind for nigve. And you can tell. It appears to me as though he's been practicing his gift grenades a lot because they seem to hit quite a bit, even though they look like afterthoughts, kind of. And they more often than not in the right position. So let's see, how do you push into the mega health room on this map when you have to go up a ramp that's kind of tricky to navigate, or go through a teleport that is likely to get you shot in the back? That's trickier than getting into, than pushing lordlame into the mega room on dm4, I would think. I mean, I guess that's it. He's barely able to make it into the room at all. Whereas on dm4, what would happen is he'd be able to get in the room, and then lordlame would just somehow magically swap places with him. By the way, nice raccoon here. Goodbye, red armor. Grün armor. Oh, it's going to be 1 AM. Shit. Rampage! Yeah, I missed the part where it was lordlame who was in the lead on the previous map, and this time around it's nigve who's in the lead. Looks like lordlame lost much less of his green than nigve lost any of his red. No matter. Still 10 frags ahead for the Norwegian. And we will now have a tied run on dm6 from both of these guys. But are we going... Yeah, he's right there in the box. But are we going to get a third in the end after this? Because it was, before this started, going to be the end final map. But maybe his... maybe nigve is tickled enough that he wants to insist on getting a third map. And a shot at sort of making good on his 3-0 loss on dm4. Even though that won't count for the tournament. Any balls here? One by nigve. Nice. Somehow I knew this was gonna land, and it did. Who's gonna get that red? I think I know who's gonna get that red. He's got it already. There we go. He's got it. A little lacking in health, but that shouldn't be a problem. Not that it matters anyway. He's not in a position to come back. And we have a 15 kill streak plus from nigve on lordlame. Sweet revenge for the 3-0 he took on dm4 and the first dm6 that he just lost. It's payback time. Or however you say that in Norwegian. Runtime, well, so nigve is acting all chill. Yeah, I need to go for a run, and then when he's gonna go out for his night run, his neighbors are just going to be hearing some muffled yells coming out of the street. I piss for fun! Helvete! Så jävla tur! I guess that's Swedish, but close enough. Sorry, Norwegians. Sorry, Swedes. So these were good games, I think. They seemed good enough to me. And... yeah. I believe we have reached the end of what there is to cast this evening. So it's going to be 1 AM in this time zone, and I completely missed it today, but I believe tomorrow at around 10. It should be around 10 if that's when it happens. At around 10 CET, there should be more games from Dirtbox, from the Dual Mania Down Under. I think that's happening tomorrow. I don't know if he's advertised this, but it should be then. May 5th, yeah, that was yesterday. That was 2 days ago. Yeah, there might be more games for Dual Mania Down Under starting at 10, 11 a.m. European time, Central European. So watch out on the events channel on the Quake World Discord. The Dirtbox will probably post when that happens, if it happens. I would expect him to. He's been posting for past previous rounds, and we're getting near the end of the tournament, and our game's taking place these next few days. So check these out. But for now here, I guess it's time to thank you all for tuning in. And from all of us here, I'd like to wish you happy quaking and quad bless, my friends.